How you doing? This is Sensei Jeff Brown with the Karasu Dojo in Topeka, Kansas. So we're going to talk about MDC. This is move, distract, and counter. So a lot of times you've seen all these self-defense techniques and different Hapkido, Taijutsu, Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, and we're kind of telegraphing what we're going to do. You'll see them point to a certain spot, and we've seen all that stuff. Okay, and for the elementary basis of learning, choreography is not a bad thing. However, in real life, it doesn't work that way. So we want to think of, number one, when the attack comes, you want to move, okay? Before a good joint lock of any style, regardless of what style you're in, before it really becomes effective, in my opinion, you have to distract. You have to get their minds on something else while you're, preparing yourself to execute a really nasty joint lock or submission or pain compliance technique. And then obviously the counter, which should be very, very close to, the distraction. So once you're moving, you're breaking their balance, you're getting out of the line of attack, getting off that center line, then we're going into that counter phase. So we'll start off with some grab defenses in this particular lesson. You got to start somewhere, and this is kind of the ground floor. So in the Karasu Jitsu program, these are what we consider to be core fundamental techniques that you can learn and use in your style, regardless of what it is. So my partner, he attacks. It can be a grab or whatever. Now, obviously, I can move. Now, let's talk about the movement a little bit, because I think that's really important. Yes, I can trap here and I can step back here and I move. Yeah, I may be getting him to lean forward a little bit, but I really wasted my time and I opened up, an avenue of attack for him. I have not moved in a way that really broke his balance or, got myself out of danger. So again, so he grabs. This may come over the top here, but now I'm going to move here. Now you see how I've broken his balance, okay? Very painful, and he's in a very, very vulnerable position. Something that can be very, very simple is obviously this hand can come up here if I want, and that's fine. Check this out. I've got my right hand. I can come straight up and rake right up into the eyes. At the same time, I'm coming up, so my moving, my distraction, and my counter all work together. So from here, I'm coming up, and I'm taking the eyes out, countering, I'm locking up this elbow, putting a lot of pain and pressure, and very, very, very bad day for the attacker. So let's come up a little bit closer here, right about here, okay? Again, he grabs, and I'm trapping, okay? And I may be breaking his grab, and that's okay. From here, same thing. I've got this strike to come here if I want. Obviously, we can, these are, techniques to do a takedown or whatever. We're doing this slow. We're not trying to hurt each other. So I want you to just be careful about how you do this. We don't want to wait for them to grab. If I feel him grabbing towards me, I need to move back and strike and counter with whatever's necessary. If by chance he grabs me, okay, now I've got this position here. Okay, he's very off balance. From here, one hand, you can go right up under the chin, very, very uncomfortable. Adds an exciting element to their day. One more time. He's grabbing here, come up, and okay. I'm not advocating that you do all your techniques one-handed. However, I kind of have to give a shout out to my old sensei, Christian Ramsey. When I first was starting to learn Hapkido, Sensei Ramsey has the use of only one arm. And so he has inspired me to think outside of the box a little bit and not be so concerned about everything based on the left and right, but based on what tools you have available and maximizing those tools. So this is definitely a shout out and a respectful memory for my brother and friend who taught me a long, long time ago. So this is an honor of you, sir. So he grabs, here. Now obviously I can do this, but this is not doing much. I have to step back. So he grabs, I can maximize this. I can slap, scrape across the eyes, step back. See how off balance he is? I'm not bent over, I'm just bending at the knees. From here, I'm coming up and down. Okay? So just some ideas. Again, this is not the way, this is just our way. These are just ideas that we like to experiment here at the Kuro Karasu Dojo. So again, we just encourage you to look at the concepts and the underlying principles rather than just the techniques.